Hello, beauties of the world. Welcome to the Dynasty. My name is Vika. For those of you who don't know, I am a 23-year-old single mother who's been through some stuff, who has made some mistakes, and who's willing to share those stories with you. I decided to do my makeup today. I have a friend who said that they would save me and help out with editing. She also made the amazing intro that you will see or have seen. I'm really happy that she's able to help me, and I'm really thankful that she's able to help me, and I'm really excited for this to be getting more how it is. Today's conversation is going to be about cheating. There is going to be some physical aspects that are involved, so this is basically a trigger warning. It won't be until later on, and I'll let you know when we're getting closer again. I'll be like, hey, just so you know, it's coming up. I won't blindside you. There's a saying, once a cheater, always a cheater. And I know that saying because my adoptive mother told me that all the time, especially when I was first starting to date someone in high school. The reason why she was saying that, my boyfriend in high school, there was a few moments where it seemed as though he was cheating. It's not just a feeling that I had, there was like evidence. Like there was this one time he sent me a message and it had another girl's name. It was more explicit, just a way that he shouldn't be talking to another woman or another girl, because again, we were in high school at this time. There was no reason for him talking to another girl the way that he was talking to her in the message. His excuse was that it was a message that was sent to him from her, and it was sent from her ex-boyfriend, and so he was sending it to their mutual friend so they could figure out what was going on. Automatically I think, well, if it's a mutual friend, then wouldn't she have her number as well, and wouldn't she be able to send it to her herself and you not need to? That's a pretty big red flag. It's not a blue flag, it's not a green flag, it's a red flag. It was upsetting because he was my first ever boyfriend. I had a giant crush on him freshman year, and then sophomore year we started dating, and then some things here and there popped up, but I loved him and I didn't want to be with anyone else. That was until I cheated on him. It was my senior year of high school. I never told him. I just let it be. I really had no remorse when I was in high school. And when I say cheating, there were two guys I slept with while I was a senior in high school, and he didn't know about, not until later. That was something that I did, something that I was okay with doing, because one, I was insecure with myself, and I believed that for me to be truly beautiful, I had to have multiple men's attention. By men, I mean guys my own age. I didn't want 50-year-olds coming after me. I wanted high schoolers, which I didn't think they did. I only had one boyfriend and no one ever showed interest. So I was like, oh, okay. I met some guys and I thought that one of them was physically attractive and I wanted to sleep with them. I didn't want a relationship with them. I just wanted to sleep with them. So I did. And then the other one was a friend first. We hung out at his place and then we ended up doing it to some death metal as well. I did cheat and I didn't have remorse about it. Also, at the same time, he didn't know, so I was like, it's not the end of the world. I still ended up staying and dating with him until I went to Italy. When I was in Italy, I decided to call it off. I was in Italy. I wanted to sleep with so many people. Well, not so many people. There were a lot of attractive men, and I wanted to have my fun. So I actually did break up with him. I didn't just cheat on him while I was in Italy. I did break up with him. That was probably the best decision because of the fact that I felt good about that decision to not cheat on him. He was in a different country. It's not like he would have ever known, and unless I told him, he wouldn't have ever found out, but I didn't want that. That was my first boyfriend. Eventually, I did see other guys, and it wasn't as serious. Nothing ever lasted as long as that relationship lasted. That relationship was 3 years. From 15 to 18, I was in that relationship with him, and it was my longest relationship. It wasn't my only relationship. I did eventually decide to be with other people. There were 2 other guys before I got married. Those relationships were fine. It wasn't until I got married to my ex-husband, the sperm donor of my baby. I say sperm donor because he doesn't do anything to act like a father or a dad. Got me pregnant, he cheated on me, and then I left him. So why did I stay with him if he cheated on me? Well, good question. Got a pinch the face. So the first time that I found out that he cheated on me, he took pictures of himself having sex with the other girl. And so he said that that was the only time that was gonna happen, and I believed him. And I continued on being married to him. The once wasn't enough for him. The reason why I believed him even that one time, wait 1 second, why I had a shadow. Look at that. The reason why I believed him was because, again, I was married to him, I was pregnant, and he said that I wasn't fulfilling his needs as a wife sexually. I didn't blame him. I wasn't feeling really sexy while pregnant. I was big, and I didn't feel like having that kind of relationship. I just wanted to get through the pregnancy. I was working 5 days a week. I wasn't looking to stay up and do extra activities. I just wanted to sleep, eat tater tots, and have a baby come out of me. I let the first one go, almost. Had my reservations eventually about the relationship because of the fact that he was able to cheat on me so easily. I started to pay more attention to the sounds of his phone, like whenever he would get a message or anything like that, which really sucks because you don't want to question the person that you love. Ooh. And that's what I was doing. I was questioning the person that I love. And I hated it because he made me lose that trust in him. And eventually, I stopped loving him. It took a while because I wanted to see the good in everyone, and I believed that there was some good in him and that he wasn't gonna cheat on me ever again. That wasn't the case. He cheated on me quite a few times, and it stinks because every time he cheated on me, I did love him less and less. It was, I believe, the 3rd time I caught him messaging another woman. It was an ex of his, and I didn't find out until later on. And he was telling her that he loved her and that she was gonna be the only love of his life while he was married to me. So I find these messages. Ooh. I decide, do you know what? That's it. I've been hurt so many times. I'm gonna hurt you like you hurt me. Terrible idea. He doesn't really have those feelings. He had the feelings, another man had something of mine. So now I'm gonna do whatever it takes to hurt the person that hurt me. This is where the trigger warning comes up. When I did sleep with someone else, I told him, flat out told him, I didn't deny it because I didn't see the reason to. Made the plan to cheat while I was still married to him. Told him about it. There was no point in lying. I didn't see any point in lying because my goal was to sleep with someone else to hurt him. And that was a terrible idea. He got so enraged that he did actually hit me. He pulled me to the ground. He spit on me, called me some bad words, and then he proceeded to leave the house and go have sex with another woman that he'd been talking to already. It really didn't matter that I did this with someone else. It just gave him an excuse to do it even more. Eventually, I left him. Couldn't be in a marriage with him anymore. He was narcissistic. He lied to me. He abused me physically, emotionally. and I had enough. The reason why it took me so long to leave him, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to be a single mother. I was afraid of being a single mother. Ooh, look at that brow. That's a thick brow. Ooh. Man, I got dark hair. Anyway, I did eventually leave him, and I'm very happy for leaving him because I don't have to worry about being cheated on, one. And two, I love myself. I was able to build up my confidence. Having him cheat on me, it really did lower my confidence because I was wondering after I was done being pregnant why I wasn't good enough. That's the thing. It wasn't the fact that I wasn't good enough, it was the fact that he wasn't good enough for me. It took me a long time and some painful realizations to come to the conclusion that I was good enough and it was just him that wasn't good enough to be with me. I was so happy when I finally decided to leave. I was leaving this toxic man who didn't care about me. He just wanted control over me. He knew that since I had his baby, that I wasn't gonna leave, but I did leave. That's something that's really important. It is the first step to leaving. It's the hardest step. It is by far the hardest step because of all the unsures and not knowing what's next. After doing the first step of leaving, it gets easier. The only thing that isn't easy is the fact that I unfortunately still have to have somewhat of a communication with this man that hurt me emotionally and physically, and someone that I really don't want anything to do with. I was able to finally have a backbone against him, and that's something that I really was happy about because no longer was I afraid of him hurting me, which I was afraid of when I was with him, obviously, but no longer was that the case because of the fact that I am no longer with him. I no longer love him, which is hard, especially if you love someone deeply. I loved this man enough to marry him. I was the one that decided to stay. I was the one that decided to leave. But now that I left, I've also realized that I am a better person without him. I make sure to put myself first. I make sure to put my daughter first, and that's all that matters. I keep forgetting that I have hair long enough now that it gets in my way. I had to do my eyeliner and mascara off camera because all I have is a cell phone and I didn't think we were that close to get that close and personal. In the end, you have to realize that cheating is a decision. It's a decision that you made. It's a decision that I made. It's a decision that my boyfriend made, my husband made. And once you understand that it's a decision, you're able to grow, and that's how you become a happier person. You're able to see why you made this decision. If it's your partner that made this decision, you then have to think if you want to continue or not. That's your decision after they made their decision. It's good to talk. If you cannot trust your partner or you cannot trust yourself, then it is the healthiest thing to move on. And it's okay to move on. It's difficult, but it's okay. You are then creating good habits that will be beneficial to you as you get older, which is awesome. That's how we grow up. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment, tell me how I'm doing. And don't forget, just because you made this decision doesn't mean you're still not a queen.